This is your course summary for FIT, the Foundation Insurance Test. A little bit different to some of the other modules because this is at its own level. Grace, do you want to tell us a bit about it?
So it has 9 chapters altogether, and it really does provide the foundations for everything that you need to know in insurance. So the first kind of chapter looks at the insurance market, the structure, the buyers, the sellers of insurance, insurers, reinsurers, brokers, the client, etc. And then it goes on to talk a little bit about the legal and the actual insurance principles. So some of the key things that you might have picked up if you're doing this book for the first time, you won't necessarily know, but if you've read other books, you will have come across things like proximate cause, subrogation, contribution, and further kind of other principles in those areas. It also looks at the key fundamentals of risk, so the components and the categories of risk, what can be insured, what can't be insured, and the benefits of insurance as well. The middle part of the book then starts to go into the actual kind of the day-to-day technical parts of the different roles within insurance. So we have procedures, and we focus primarily first of all on underwriting and then on claims, and then we talk a little bit about policy wordings and renewals and midterm alterations and things like that. Towards the end of the book, it really does focus a little bit on the conduct of insurance business, so it looks at all of the various source books from the PRA's perspective and the FCA's perspective and some of the other bits of regulation that you need to know as well. And then finally, we've got 2 chapters, both on lines of business. So we have personal lines, such as motor, health insurance and so on, and then we have a commercial line chapter which looks at commercial property and various other kind of pecuniary losses and liability claims that can come out of those as well.
So this module is an interesting one because it's often picked for quite different reasons, sometimes because employers ask you to, so it can be part of an induction process because it comes ahead of those CII modules. Sometimes people looking for their first job in insurance sit this one. I would encourage you, if you're in that boat, come give us a conversation. We can give you some free content in our job seekers course anyway, so you can put that on your CV without maybe throwing yourself straight into a CII module before you find your first job. The other reason is because you might get through all of your other modules and find yourself landing on 285 credits and you're just 5 credits short of getting what you need, and this one is 6 credits, so it can be one that you go to right at the end. Something that I think is really important to consider with this one, if you are just thinking about doing a module because you would like to get some kind of acknowledgement that you've done a CII exam and you think that this is a good one to do because it comes below that CII one, don't underestimate it. The book isn't that much shorter, particularly than LM1. So if you are open to potentially doing your certificate, then you might find it better off to do LM1 first because those credits will be a little bit higher, plus you've got that then your compulsory sort of section you're already on the way to, so you can go straight on to do LM2 and then just one after as well.
Perfect. In terms of the exam itself, you've got 100 multiple choice questions, so 1 answer out of 4. There are 2 hours allowed for this exam, and the pass mark is 70%.
The pass rate for FIT is 76% most recently, and this gives you 6 credits at Cert CII level.